Your website's copy is doing something to your reader's brain that I'm pretty sure you didn't intend. 3 things, actually. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Last week, I showed you what I changed on my homepage. 5 deficit installs on the Heroes section alone. And I am trained in NLP. I just hadn't really joined the dots yet. So if you caught that episode and you've been looking at your own website with fresh eyes this week, good. It did its job. It means it's working. Because here's the thing about Prime Directive 20. Once you see it, you genuinely cannot unsee it. And today we are going to go 3 layers deeper. Because as I kept exploring the prime directives of the unconscious mind, I found 3 more that stopped me in my tracks. 3 more that show up ever so quietly in the copy we write every single day. And yes, they are shaping how your reader feels, how they respond to what you're saying, and whether or not they want to work with you. Let's begin with my dear friend, Prime Directive 19. You see, the unconscious mind works on the principle of least effort. You may have noticed that. If it doesn't take a lot of work, your brain feels very happy about doing it. And when it's hard work, my God, does it sometimes feel like a struggle. Now, before you think I'm trying to say that people are just lazy, stay with me, because this is actually one of the most generous things your brain does for you. Remember that your unconscious mind is processing thousands and thousands of pieces of information right now, this second. It is choosing what to ignore, to delete, what to distort, and what to generalize so that it can process all that information and help you along your day. That includes breathing, beating your heart. It's doing an enormous amount of work every second of every day. So when it encounters something that requires a little more effort than usual, it will move away from it quietly and without drama. It just tries to find the path of least resistance. And that is exactly what is happening on your website right now. When someone arrives at your landing page, their unconscious mind is already skimming, scanning, deleting, distorting, and generalizing from the information you've provided. It's not reading it word by word with its conscious mind. It's looking for the path through. And if that path isn't clear, if the words are dense, too heavy, the next step is buried, or they have to work so hard to work out what you actually do, they leave. Not because they're not interested, but because their brain found something else, somewhere else to be. Focus gone. That's exactly why shorter sentences, fewer words, more white space, great images are not just aesthetic choices. They're actually neurological ones. Every calorie your reader doesn't have to spend decoding what you do, how it's going to help them, and how they work with you is a calorie that is now available for a decision that you would love for them to make. So here's the practical piece. Your website needs a clear, simple path, a 3, maybe 4-step process that does something very specific in the brain. It is designed to remove the resistance before it even starts. The objection handling can live inside those steps. The brain sees step 1, step 2, step 3. It scans it and it thinks, I can do that. That is a path I would love to walk with you. Without it, the brain is doing the work, figuring out what happens next. And that work costs something. Fewer words, more pictures, obvious steps, one primary call to action. And that last piece matters more than you realize. Because as one of my beautiful clients, Tanya Guest, once repeated back to me, a confused customer says no. And she's absolutely right. And it's not because your future client doesn't want your offer. It's because confusion equals resistance, and the unconscious mind will move away from resistance. So if someone lands on your homepage, is trying to work out whether you can help them, and a pop-up appears That's going to interrupt their thinking immediately. They close the pop-up, they come back, and the images don't quite land with the text. So that's confusing them. They're trying to work out how to work with you, but every single button says something different, and there's a free download. Can you see how many calories I have to burn? Their brain isn't going to spend too long choosing. It's just going to say too hard, and they're going to leave your page. One clear path, one obvious next step. Make it easy to say yes. Simple. And that brings us perfectly to prime directive number 10. You see, the unconscious mind really enjoys serving, and it needs orders to follow. I love this one because it reframes the whole call to action button beautifully. We often write calls to action as if we're asking permission. If you would like to, feel free to, you might want to. And I get it, it feels polite, not pushy. But here's what's actually happening. The unconscious mind enjoys serving. It is literally looking for clear direction. It wants to know exactly what to do next. And when we get vague and tentative in our language, we are not giving that clear direction. What we're doing is leaving the unconscious mind without clear orders. And a mind without clear orders will fill that gap in its own way, often with some doubt. Now, this does not mean you need to be aggressive or pushy. It means you need to be clear to be kind. Book your clarity call here, not if this has interested you, you might want to book a clarity call by clicking this button, but only if it's useful for you. Just book your call is fine. Here, this is the next step. Just book your call is fine. There, done. Clear next step. The unconscious mind knows exactly what to do, and it receives that as an absolute gift. And now for the one that makes me most excited to share with you. Prime directive number 11. The unconscious mind controls and maintains all perceptions. Your unconscious mind doesn't know the difference between something that's happened, is happening right now, and something that will happen in the future. As long as it can imagine it vividly, it will feel like it's actually happening. Let me say that again, because it's genuinely very cool. When something is imagined in enough sensory detail, what you see, what you hear, what you feel, your unconscious mind processes it as if it's happening now, as if it's real. It's like a rehearsal. It begins to treat that visualization, that sensory experience, as a memory of something that has already happened. That's why athletes visualize their performance before competition. It's why beautiful guided meditation works so well. And it's why the moment before a big presentation, when you're standing there freaking yourself out, imagining you're going to fumble and forget your words, your body responds as though that's already happened. And it's also why future pacing in your copy is one of the most powerful things you can do. Future pacing means writing your copy in a way that allows your reader to step into the experience of what it is like or what it has been like to work with you. Not you'll feel better, but more specific, vivid, sensory. It's 10 a.m., your freshly brewed coffee sits on your table next to you, and you open Canva for the 14th time this week. Except now you know exactly what to write, exactly what to say to attract your ideal customer. You feel a weight lifted from your shoulders as your posture grows tall and all of this beautiful experience pours out of you onto the screen. Can you feel how that lands differently? This is giving the unconscious mind a vivid enough picture that it can begin to rehearse the outcome. It can begin to feel familiar with what that feels like, what's possible, what feels safe, and then in that safety, it is able to say yes. So, as you write, see, hear, feel, what does your client see when they're working with you? What do they hear themselves saying? What does it feel like in their body when they experience what they want. Write that. Use that language. Let them rehearse it in their mind. Because by the time they reach your call to action, the unconscious mind has already been there and done that and feels really at ease. So, 3 more directives, 3 more layers underneath the copy that you write every day. Prime Directive 19. Your reader's brain is looking for the path of least resistance. Make that path obvious. Prime Directive 10. The unconscious mind wants clear direction because it loves to serve. Give it towards facing language and one very obvious next step. And Prime Directive 11, imagination is treated as real. Paint the picture vividly enough and your reader's mind will rehearse the outcome before they've even booked a call with you. And here, my friend, is the thread that runs through all of this, including all of the things that I've shared with you in the last 3 episodes. This is the 20% that's visible. The words on the page, the structure of the website, the button text and the 3-step process. And knowing this, it matters. Genuinely. You can go make changes today and that copy will land differently. But here's the thing that I keep coming back to. If the pattern running underneath you as the founder is one of proving, of scarcity, or waiting to be found out, that will keep finding its way into your copy. Even when you know better. Even when you've done the Prime Directive 20 work and rewritten the hero section, the layer underneath makes the decision about how any of this actually sticks. And that is the layer that we go into on the 16th of June. The Clarity Shift is a free 90-minute live session, and it's for the founders who can feel that something underneath is running the show, who've tweaked the copy, redone the funnels, rewritten the emails, redone the website, and still feel like something isn't quite landing. The link to register is below. And I would love to see you there live in the room. I'll see you next week on the Inner Business Podcast. Take care.